Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back for another strategy spotlight video with the Terminator. Total War naval battles are a pretty divisive topic in the community. In Rome 2 and Attila, they were arguably straight up broken with ramming spam and the AI having no idea what it was doing. In Empire and Napoleon, it was actually a lot of fun, mainly because it worked. And in Shogun 2 Follow the Samurai, it actually really shined through as being one of the best features of the game. Naval warfare in general is an area not really touched a lot in video games, especially in the Victorian era, with your mighty ship of the lines and Spanish galleons and massive armadas of ships gunning at each other. But in this video today, I'd like to spotlight a game that actually does this really well. Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail is a game set in the American War of Independence that does naval warfare superbly and combines that with some epic land battles as well in a series of campaigns that, in my honest opinion, is quite tactical and so much fun. In today's video, I'll be running through all the features of this brilliant game, why the naval aspect of it is everything Total War should have been, and why you definitely need to give it a try. So let's get started. Age of Sail has its humble beginnings as an indie project developed by none other than the legendary Total War modder behind all the Darth mods you've heard of and played in the historical Total War games. His mods made a massive difference in games like Empire and Napoleon, so much so that off the back of his work there, he created this brilliant game that's been out for just over a year now. The game comes with two campaigns, Rule the Waves, which is essentially taking on the role of the British side of the American War of Independence as Admiral Nelson, or Don't Tread on Me, which is taking the American side as John Paul Jones. As you can see, there is a third campaign that comes as a DLC, The Barbary War, but I don't have it, and I have read thoroughly that it is not worth buying or playing compared to the other two. The game also comes with a brilliant series of tutorials that show you everything you need to know about naval combat, naval landings, and land battles, which, trust me, I highly recommend you check out first. It's well done, polished, easily explains all the most important UI elements and some key tips to know of, and without it, you will be confused in what to do in your battles in the campaign. Finally, we have these individual battle modes, with each one providing a specific scenario for you to fight, practice your skills, and develop new tactics. I actually really like these battles, as they're kind of like Total War historical battles, but a bit more engaging and varied battle to battle. The real point of Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail, though, is to make a game definitely influenced by naval battles in Total War, but better in every single possible way. The controls and UI are intuitive and clear. The AI really knows what it's doing and will provide the player a proper challenge. There's a major emphasis on realism and accuracy, gameplay mechanics that keep things interesting battle to battle, from upgrading your ships to buying new muskets for your infantry. Loads of different features here really make this game shine from a battle perspective, much more so than any naval battle you've ever played in Total War. When it comes to the campaigns, obviously you've got two choices, but there isn't any sandbox style gameplay here. You go through a quick introduction giving you some decisions to make about your character and his background. You start fighting a few battles that essentially progress this story, gaining you rewards, upgrading your fleet, etc. This isn't a Total War campaign, so don't expect that here, because the real focus is on the battles themselves to make them the best they can possibly be. But despite that, the campaigns are fun, they are enjoyable to progress, and they do add to the overall experience. And Darth really has done the battles justice, guys. I mean, the first battle you play in the British campaign is a sea battle that turns into a beach landing that turns into an infantry assault on a village and a cliffside fort. I mean, it's awesome. It's everything that Total War battles in Empire and Napoleon should have had but didn't, and it's done really well. You get troop transports which you have to protect and then get your infantry to disembark from. You have to be super careful of the enemy cannons on the fort from firing at your ships. The sound effects, the visual effects, the music. There are loads of things and features here to be aware of, and it makes the battles really engaging and a lot of fun. Another fantastic thing about battles in this game is there are loads that are actually historical and accurate, and you get to play them. If you've ever been a fan of American War of Independence history, the naval engagements especially, you'll have the chance of playing battles like the Battle of Bunker Hill, the burning of Norfolk, the Siege of Savannah, the Battle of Cape Henry, the Battle of the Chesapeake Bay, the Battle of Cape St. Vincent, the Battle of the Nile, the Battle of Trafalgar. All of them are spread across the campaign to make them a bit more engaging engaging and interesting, and the battles themselves are really great fun as well. One of the best features, arguably, about Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail is the AI. My biggest complaint about Total War naval battles was always the AI's inability to use any sort of tactics other than beelining straight ahead for your ships. It was a complete game breaker in Total War that killed immersion, especially in Rome 2 and Attila. But in this game, the AI uses the wind to its advantage. The AI works ships together and individually to make the best of a situation, to make these battles actually challenging, which is an amazing thing. I've had moments where my ships are in the advantage with the wind in their sails, good line of sight with cannons, only to suddenly be against the wind with the enemy ships closing in to board. That dynamic style of gameplay, the intuition the AI seems to have for the changing mechanics and how to take advantage of them is just superb and far superior to Total War in every single way. Finally guys, while the game does all of this really well, there are of course a few negatives to mention because this is a review and I want to be as fair as possible. The zoom functionality specifically is not good enough, and generally the camera controls are a little bit clunkier than I would have liked for a game released last year. And the other issue is land battles, which for the most part are okay, but they're not as good as what you get in Ultimate General Civil War, which is a shame. And at some points in your battles, you will punish the AI for weird decisions. There may be a few other minor points to make here, but those are my biggest gripes with the game. Overall, Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail is a really fun time. There may have been a few areas that could have been better, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons to provide hundreds of hours of polished naval warfare. It's much better than the alternatives like naval action or the battles you get in Empire or Napoleon by a wide margin. And the main developer, Darth, has done an excellent job of taking what didn't work in those games and improving on them in every single way. Incidentally, the game is also on sale right now on Steam, so if you want to pick it up for cheap, now is definitely the time. As I said before, I wouldn't bother with the Barbary DLC, as apparently it's not as good as the other campaigns, but everything else here is definitely worth every penny. And that's it for today guys. Every once in a while I spotlight fantastic games out there that are as good if not better than anything you might get in Total War. This video will be the first in a series featuring the Ultimate Admiral and Ultimate General games made by Darth, so if you're interested, definitely subscribe for more. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, give it a like and drop any and all questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.